Hey y'all, the Slav is back. Had a little real life intruding for the past couple of weeks, which slowed me down in producing videos. But I'm back with some major updates. The astute of you here are going to wonder why you have the Vistula River running through the center of this screen and not the Shenandoah any longer. As I posted in a couple posts on my community pages several days ago, it's with a lot of great deliberation that I decided to pack up the Cold Spring exercise. Hopefully, that isn't too disappointing to many of you out there. I do want to thank a lot of people who helped me through that, particularly Camp and Hexy for providing advice and answering the questions I had. Uh, really did want to see that through to the end, but I had an opportunity arise on the Constant World Marketplace and was able to purchase a new in-shrink copy of this, the Compass Games Deluxe Designer Signature Edition of Red Star White Eagle, or as I prefer to call it, White Eagle Red Star. This game's been out of print for a few years now. I passed on it when it was published about 6 years ago because I already owned the original edition, the GDW edition, and I was kind of not really crazy about shelling out money for a new edition of a game that I already had, and more importantly, hadn't played yet at that point. But an opportunity came along a couple weeks ago to purchase a new copy of this game for about half of the original retail. And as I said, seeing as it's now been out of print for maybe 2 or 3 years, I jumped at the opportunity. So this is a campaign I've always wanted to play out. Obviously, with a channel name like mine, I am deeply invested in this historical area. And with this being a designer signature edition with beautiful 5/8 inch counters and larger hex grid to comfortably accommodate those counters for boomer fingers like mine, figured I had to jump at this. I do seem to remember that there was a little bit of angst at the time this game came out that the decision was made for the bigger counter and hex size, which required a jump to two full-size map sheets to accommodate the larger size. But at this stage in my life, this is definitely a plus. But unfortunately, that larger table footprint is what necessitated me pulling Cold Spring off. I am not finished with GBACW. It will be back on my table at some point. But I really think that I accomplished a lot by getting those several turns of Cold Spring through with the help of the community out there. I definitely got over my biggest stumbling blocks to getting back into GABACW, and that was the efficiency, activation, and order system tied up with all those chain of command considerations. So I got over that biggest stumbling block. I know how to work out chain of command, work out ranges and efficiency, figure out how many of those darn AMs get put in the cup every turn, which really was the biggest problem I was having. So I think I've accomplished a lot with that. As I said, I will return to it, but a combination of circumstances here just made me feel a pull to get this game on the table and get it set up and start playing it. This is the Gates of Warsaw scenario, which is meant as an introductory scenario because because it's a set piece. It was also the most crucial part of the campaign, where it looked like just as the Red Hordes were about to swarm into Warsaw and then continue marching westward, they were stopped and the Poles counterattacked. So, as you can see, one thing about this game, there's not a lot of counter density. There are holes in the lines. There's room for sweeping end runs, cavalry movement. So this should be a pretty fun scenario. And unlike most introductory scenarios, I found setting up for this game that I pretty much was putting the entire unit counter mix on the board. So what you see here is pretty much a lot of what's in the game. It's going to be a 10-turn scenario. One of the things I usually use to try to figure out how complex the game is the sequence of play. I think it's pretty natural. You look at that. If you've got subphases of subphases of phases, you may be getting into something pretty complicated. This game, Soviet, replace and reinforce, move, combat. Polish, reinforce and replace, move, and combat. That's it, each turn. There are some Chrome rules for certain individual types of units, some nationality kind of rules, political stuff. But basically, this is a reinforce, move, and fight game system. So it should provide a lot of fun play time, some pretty neat narratives as I roll through this. So going to try to do like a turn-by-turn recap like I had been doing with Cold Spring. Might break it down at some point and just actually do a playthrough kind of thing with one game turn. But as I said, it's a very simple game system. So going to finish reading the rules. Should be done that today. And then I'm going to go at it. So I'll keep you posted on that. But just by way of a sort of closing here, as I said, it's the Amerislav channel, so that's why I'm invested in this game. And I'm particularly invested in this game because this man, my maternal grandfather, Jan Bogatsky, left America after he immigrated here as a child with his family and returned to Poland 104 years ago to defend the Ojczyzna from the Red Hordes. So I'll be dedicating this playthrough to my grandfather, Jan Bogatsky, known to his family simply as Pop. So this one will be for you. And I'll see y'all later and keep you updated. Bye.